Mark, you know what we haven't done in a while?
Put out a good podcast.
We haven't done a giveaway.
We ain't done a giveaway in a while.
No. So for the month of September, I came up with an idea.
What do you got?
We've been putting cash in the urn.
All
We'll
right.
keep doing that.
All right.
I'll get a different urn. Let's give away the urn.
Full cash?
Not full of cash. Something even better.
Come on.
Kane's been in the studio.
Right.
So what I did was I had Kane sign the urn. Maybe I can convince you to sign it as well.
I think we can do that.
We're going to give it away to one lucky fan. All you have to do,
What do you got to do? Tell me.
go over to our Spotify, give us a follow, a 5-star review, and leave a comment. It can be any comment. We don't care. Undertaker's great. Brothers of Destruction, greatest tag team ever.
Right.
Matt sucks. Whatever. We don't care what you write in there. Just leave a comment, a 5-star review, and follow the Spotify page. That's all you have to do.
That's easy peasy.
Not a dollar needs to be spent.
Not a dime.
And you'll have a chance to win this urn signed by the Brothers of Destruction. I've got a list of your
I may as well just preemptively take care of that. But yeah, that seriously, I mean, because Lawler was like a huge deal.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
you've seen him, especially, this is back early 90s, so it wasn't that long removed from the Andy Kaufman stuff and all that, and he was legendary, man. So, and it was like in Kennett, Missouri, so it was one of those little bitty towns that we were talking about before. But yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, man, this is Jerry Lawler. How awesome is this? Yeah, and I'm dressed as a Christmas tree. That's not quite as awesome, but it's cool.
Yeah.
So
You got to look at the positive, right?
Exactly.
Everybody loves Christmas.
So you were the Christmas creature.
yes.
How many matches did you?
Oh man, that only lasted
short
about,
runs.
Yeah, it only lasted about 2
only a
weeks.
season.
Yeah, it was only the holiday season.
October, he's like jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, thank goodness they didn't call me like Easter and have me like the
The bunny.
bunny for like
You guys
Christmas
were
story.
so close to being like. Your tag team could have been like the holidays or something. The Christmas creature. You're the turkey egg.
It could have been, yeah, man.
I mean, you could have been Eggman that comes out of the turkey from Thanksgiving.
We could have ruined all of them. We could have
Oh
ruined
my
all
gosh!
all the
Y'all could have been a
holidays.
holiday tag team here.
Yeah,
and
that'd have been terrible.
It would have been awful. We wouldn't have been able to get booked.
early on, you definitely had some different characters. I'm gonna name off a couple that I found online here. Okay, we've got Angus King.
Yes, yeah, that was my own name because I was a fan of AC/DC, so it was
Angus.
Angus, and
I
Angus
had
just sounded
AC/DC
cool.
playing in the car on the way here.
Yeah, and I was just trying. I mean, I just made that one up myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had Bruiser Mastino.
That was one match. That was a joke, actually, on me.
Okay.
I had a match against Sting in WCW. It was my only match in WCW.
And it was against Sting. You wrestled Sting in this guy did.
I wrestled Sting.
Well, over there, but not as Undertaker.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
ain't my fault.
yeah. See, there you go.
Why you starting to start?
I'm just, hey, the fans want what they want.
Wait, you know what? You can want in one hand and crap in the other. Let's see which one fills
You're
up
not
faster.
cussing over here. You got the mayor in town.
That's right.
and yeah. So
But I'll say this about Sting. He was awesome. I was absolutely nobody.
Yeah.
It's just a job match. And he was great. And afterwards, came in and said I did a good job and thanked me and everything. So he was really cool and very classy about it.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And of course, the Christmas tree creature.
It's just Christmas creature, but I look like
Or Christmas creature, yes.
My mom made that outfit.
Wow.
She did.
Your mom had
My mom made the outfit.
I remember that.
And it even had integrated lights. So you know how Jericho had his cute little jacket? I beat him to it with my Christmas lights. So I'm the Christmas creature.
Your lights worked? I didn't
My
know
lights
that.
worked. I had a battery pack and everything. And my mom did that.
Did you actually wear the outfit in the ring wrestle as a Christmas
Yes.
tree?
I wore the
This
outfit
wasn't
around
a
the
thing
house,
that
Do you
man.
not know anything
I've never seen this. I've never.
about Lawler's territory? You need to.
I was dressed as a Christmas tree in the ring, Matt, with lights. Actually, it looked like a swamp thing because it kind of had
the swamp thing.
the garland kind of made the face look like the swamp creature.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The garland. And
There's a lot went
and you
into
had
that.
Wait, didn't you have like peppermint socks
I
on?
did have peppermint socks. Yes, yes. It was
That's awesome.
it was straight out of Dr. Seuss. I was like the Grinch that stole Christmas, just bigger and not as
Big
talented.
Grinch.
What we do for money.
Wow. That's great.
You were
I forgot about the peppermint socks.
you were Doomsday. Mm-hmm. Okay, how long of a run did that have?
That was actually Puerto Rico and then USWA. So that was on and off for a couple years. It was Doomsday at the time. Doomsday was he'd killed Superman in DC Comics.
Okay,
so I thought that's pretty cool. Yeah.
You killed Superman.
Yeah, I killed a couple territories with that one.
You beat me to it.
Darn it.
Then you were Mike Unabomb.
No, there's never that's not true.
So that's not a real one.
No.
Were you Unabomb?
Unabomb, yes.
Okay, so you weren't Mike Unabomb.
No.
All right, I thought you just got creative there and added or took down the mic.
No.
Sid Powers.
Nope.
Never a Sid Powers.
Nope.
Spartacus.
Yes, that was Germany.
Okay.
Otto Vance thought that was a cool name, so he called me Spartacus, and then
That's
everybody's like,
pretty cool
I
name.
am Spartacus. I am
I am
Spartacus. I am
Spartacus.
Spartacus. Yes.
And then, of course, everyone knows the Isaac Yankem.
Yep.
Yeah, D.D.S.
Yeah.
You were Fake Diesel. Mm-hmm. And then finally Kane.
Yes. Now ask me which one was my favorite.
Which one is your favorite?
That's a Kane. No, Kane.
But if you think about it, your career, you probably went through more tough gimmicks than probably any other professional.
I don't know about that. I mean,
Really?
Yeah. I had a few that were not. The one thing you have to remember is just starting out, so you just get everything you could. So I don't know that I had. I mean, I had some that weren't great, obviously, but you have I think a Terry Taylor and like the Red Rooster and
Right.
Fred Ottman and the
Yeah.
whole Shockmaster thing. So I had my fair share, but I don't know if I had the most or the worst actually.
Yeah, well, I will just say though, it's amazing that you were able to go on and take Kane to the levels. Well, I mean, Isaac Yankem. I mean, you're a huge human being, so you already catch people's attention. But
Yeah.
so Isaac Yankem, and then Fake Diesel. I mean, those are nails in the coffin
For a lot of careers.
for a lot of careers.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the right attitude.
Yeah.
And the right mindset. No,
because also,
It's a little demoralizing.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
and I mean, that's the whole thing. Like when you're in a character like Isaac Yankem, I mean, you've got to be thinking, they're not going to put the title on Isaac Yankem.
Yeah, you have to realize where your ceiling is right away
Yeah.
when you get a gimmick.
Yeah.
Like, I'll tell you who I would have never thought would get to the heights from where he started would be, like Triple H.
Yeah.
The fancy blue blood Connecticut, Rudy Poo.
Yeah.
To take it to become the game and all of that. That's a really unusual kind of deal to be able to take something and for him to stay Triple H the whole time.
Yeah.
And take it from being this thing to riding in on WrestleMania on a big skulled out chopper it was a testament to.
Were you ever, when you were like Isaac Yankem?
I think I'm sorry to interrupt. I think one thing to keep in mind is, the business was evolving, just they were taking it different directions. And when I first came in as the Isaac Yankem character in '95, it was very PG.
Yeah.
And it was very cartoon, literally cartoon driven. So you had like T.H. Hopper, the Thug, just all these really over the top literal characters.
Comic book feel to it.
And that's where the company was really going. And then I think what happened was they realized that with Austin, and I think Austin was a bit of a mistake. Like, well, I don't want to say a mistake, it was an accident in that.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah, this guy's catching fire and he's doing it by being very cutting edge and very real.
Yeah.
As opposed to these over here. And that's when everything shifted when they realized too, and then WCW is starting to make their run and they realized, okay, we have to do something different.
A little bit more reality based.
And I understand and then they've done it, every once in a while they kind of go that direction because they're trying to get, just make it more family friendly. And obviously, that's a huge consumer base. But that's where we were at that point. It wasn't like, we're going to stick this kid with a terrible gimmick. It was like, we think this is great because it's kind of, the epitome of where everything's going right now. I just couldn't sink my teeth into it. See what I did there?
but
Yeah, but I'm up to.
Now, when you were like Isaac Yankem and you were these other characters, were you ever sitting there thinking, I know I got more?
Oh, yeah.
there's-
God, yeah.
Yeah, I've got more than
I mean,
this.
literally, when they told me the Isaac Yankem deal, I was like, really? Really? You know, I'm 6'8" and 300 pounds, and you're going to make me a wrestling dentist?
Kids are scared of dentists, you know?
I mean, maybe.
So, yes. And then you see, like, Undertaker and, just all these other, like, cool characters,
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, man, this is, there has to be something more for this. So, unfortunately, almost immediately, I was like, yeah, this is just not going to work for me.
Yeah. Were you ever watching guys like Taker and just trying to pull a little bit from what they were doing?
I stole
constantly?
everything from him.
Well,
I mean, Tombstone, the choke slam. I took it all.
the Kane character was actually really easy for you.
Take your repackage.
Okay, all I got to do is I'm going to give him on this video game real quick. One of these moves. All right,
Pretty
I'm
much,
good.
yeah.
I'm good.
I was like, oh, he does that. Okay, I'll do that.
That's funny.
I don't have to come up with anything. This is awesome. When did they come to you and both of y'all about the Kane character? When did that happen?
That was after I had gone back. You were back in Tennessee as Unabomb, and they sent me down because they were doing great business already, from what I gathered, and they asked if I would go down and work with him, and he'd come a long way from when his tryout to where he was then, and I went back and I was like, we got to get this guy up here. He's just like, he's back then I don't know how they do it today, if they even worry about it or they just figure somebody's good. But back in the day, man, you looked for people that you could work with. And I went down there and we tore it down at the Civic Center in Knoxville, and I went back and I was like, we got to get this guy's ready for the show. And I think it wasn't too much longer.
Yeah, it came up.
Yeah.
Well, but then that was when we had the Isaac Yankem and all that, characters.
Oh, that's
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
You
So
came up from
that got
Isaac.
me in.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. Yeah, yes, I'm
So,
twisted.
but I was back in Tennessee.
That's right.
But I was working with Lawler, actually.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. And I don't remember when. I don't know when they told you. I can't remember. It was when Vader had gotten arrested in Kuwait, and
That's right.
that was kind of the impetus for the whole
Vader
deal.
got arrested in Kuwait.
Oh, that's a different. That's
That's a great story.
All right. Okay.
should we tell that story before we get into the?
Yeah,
just-
that's a
I
much
mean,
better story, actually.
Because I'm a huge Vader fan. And,
This is great.
Oh,
And
so,
I've been to Kuwait, and yeah.
all right.
it's
So
just-
I, at the time, I happened to be world champion, right? So we're in Kuwait. I think we had been to India. We'd been to a bunch of different places, but we're in Kuwait, and we're basically doing the equivalent of one of the morning shows here, like Good Morning America, whatever, right? It's the Kuwaiti version. And so there's the interviewer is sitting directly across from me. There's a table, and then there's a couch over here where Vader is sitting, he's sitting much closer to the interviewer than I am. I'm the farthest away. And we're promoting that me and him, I'm going to defend the title tonight against Vader. And so we're doing our regular spiel, and I'm not saying a whole lot, but I'm saying just enough to stay in character and promote and everything else. And then the guy asked the question. He just couldn't help himself. He just had to ask, like, well, isn't it fake?
oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, so I'm sitting, I'm about like this. I'm sitting like this. I've got the belt sitting in my lap like this. I've got my hat, my shades on, and I'm just sitting there. And this guy, now on the outside, I look as cool as can be, right? Now on the inside, I'm like, oh no, he didn't. Because I knew what Leon was going to do, and he did. Yep. He set up on the edge of that thing, and he grabbed that guy. Thank goodness. I mean, he didn't. I think he just shook him a little bit.
Yeah, he didn't hit
but
him.
the guy didn't appreciate getting manhandled like that one bit.
Oh yeah.
So then they shut everything down, and Jerry Briscoe was he was the producer that was with us, the road agent. He got me, grabbed me, told me to get in the car like right away. So
it was awesome because the whole time, like, Leon's got the guy Mark's sitting there like this.
And I'm like, oh, Leon. I never broke character. I'm like, oh, Leon. I'm thinking in my head, like, oh, Leon, please let him go. Don't hit him, Leon. Please don't hit him. Oh, my God. Jerry's trying to get me in the car to get me out of there. And Leon comes up to him and he goes, Take, what do I do? And I was like, dude, you've done it, brother. Way to take up for the business. He was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, man. Yeah, don't let him push you around. Then I'm getting pulled out. Don't let him push you around. Don't let him push you around. And they pulled me out, put me in the car, and the car speeds off like a movie. And I can looking back at Leon. Like, yeah, he had to stay. We went home. He had to stay like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, we're like at the hotel, like the Kuwaiti army's here to arrest Vader.
Oh, God.
Remember, they do these graphics on Raw, and it's like a picture of Leon, like, boom, he's in jail.
He's in jail in Kuwait. We're back doing TV.
So he's in jail in Kuwait, and there's no one to work with Undertaker. And that's where they kind of came up with the idea for Kane. And then I can remember who I talked to, if it was Bruce or who, from a payphone in like Jackson, Tennessee, and he's like, hey, we want to do this thing. And I'm like, that's awesome. And then initially it was just supposed to be like a one-off. Yeah, it was a one-off. And then Vince, I guess, liked the idea so much that...
Well, there was a little bit of a reaction.
Yeah, I think what happened
was
in
the
that
debut.
cage that night. Yeah. I think that won the audience over very much.
Yeah, that was... You just know. Like, when you're in there, you do certain things... And some you don't have to say anything because obviously there was no words spoken, but you just have a feel when something special's about to happen or there's the potential for it. And that night, man, it was. You could feel it.
What was the conversation in the locker room before?
I don't really
before yours and Sean's match.
I don't know that we really spoke a lot other than what we were going to do.
Yeah, we didn't. Now, one of the cool things, though, is people ask where the pyro cue came from, right?
Yeah.
And that was all him. He's like, everything, Kane is the opposite of Undertaker. So at the time he would go out, and this is before you almost got your face burnt off the one time, but he would go out and, lift the lights, and there'd be a concussion and flame projectors on the corners of the ring. And he's like, why don't you do the opposite? So it was up and then down and then boom and all that stuff. Yeah, so that was all his idea. And I think, but we walked through it, and that was really about it. I don't think we talked about it.
I think our biggest concern was the door, making sure the door he was going to rip the door off.
Yeah.
That was the biggest concern. And then when you're out there and you're in it and we're face to face, you can just feel the buzz.
Because at that point you've got a Hall of Fame career kind of already in the sack, in my opinion. And so for you though, that was.
Dad had a Hall of Shame career up until that point, so
you did have a Hall of Shame. But this has got to be for you walking out there like, holy crap!
Oh yeah,
this is what I've been chasing.
Well, it was awesome, but then it was also like, why'd those guys have to have such a good match too? It was like, and this is, it was a big deal. What WWE I think had done really well is they planted the seeds for Kane, but then they went away from it, and
so you forget,
and
right? You get lost in the match, right? Because at that point, Sean and I had a really long history, and we'd been involved in this angle for such a long time, and like you said, we just planted some seeds along the way, a couple of promos from Paul Bearer, but you get lost in that match and. Undertaker finally getting his hands on Shawn Michaels without any chance of interference and what's going to happen, and exactly what was supposed to happen was happening. I was beating him, to an inch of his life, and then
I messed it up.
He just screwed the whole thing up
Yeah.
So
in a good way.
yeah, in a very good way. I mean, it changed the hands of time.
But
there.
man, I was like, good Lord, these guys are having like, one of the greatest matches ever. And I'm going to go out there and just mess the whole thing up. That was my
something.
biggest concern.
The door's not going to come off.
Yes. Oh, gosh. So,
That'd be worse than the Shockmaster tripping.
Yes.
What's
Yeah.
he shaking the door for?
ooh, that's intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
You've got some dude come up and upset with a key. It's not very. It's like, hang on 1 second, guys.
He's got like 50 keys. He's
going through all of them.
Paul's are like, son.
Oh, you lost the keys.